Bonjour mesdames et messieurs, in this episode I'm going to show you how to add the Milky Way on your photos. Bonjour mesdames et messieurs, my name is Serge Ramelli. I'm a French photographer from the amazing city of Paris, France. And in this episode I'm going to give you a couple of Milky Ways that you can put into your own photos and take it to the next level. It's very easy to do. You can download them. The link is under the video. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking the little subscribe button and the little bell so you get a notification. I'm playing the game of making 2 episodes per week, every Tuesday and Friday morning at 9 o'clock Los Angeles time. All right, let me show you how you can add the Milky Way in your photos. All right, guys, so let's add the Milky Way in your photo. First, where do you get the Milky Ways? Let me show you. Under the video, all you have to do is click the first link that's right under the video, and then you put in your email address. You click on sign up for free, and then you have to enter your name, first name, last name, create a password, and boom, it takes you in a library, and you can just click here, view, and then you can download the source files. So that was for my last video, but it's going to be the same thing for this video. And just a little note, if you already have an account with me, what's going to happen is this. You click a link under the video. This is my email. It's already in there. Sign up for free. And it's going to say success, and it's just going to add it to your library. That's all you got to do. You got to click sign up for free again, and it's going to add this to your library. All right, so once you have the Milky Way installed here, let's start with the first example. This is a photo I shot of in Joshua National Park, but there was no Milky Way. The Milky Way was actually there, but on the right side. So I was like, oh, maybe we can just add it. So first I'm going to be retouching. This is the raw file, and I'm actually going to give you this raw file so you can play around with it. You can even post it on social media as long as you credit me as a photographer. So this was just for your information. I shot this with a Sony A7R thing a while ago at 1600 ISO f4 15 second. Okay, that was my settings. And usually when I retouch night sky, I really boost the whites a lot. I boost the clarity. And I am going to add a lot of blue and a little bit of magenta. That's the look I like to go for. Some people like to go green nights. You know, I like, a little bit on the blue side and maybe boost the blacks to make it darker. There's a lot of noise here, but that's fine. That's why I'm going to crush it with blacks. I think my white's a little too much. Voila, something like this. Okay, and I'm ready to go into Photoshop and add the Milky Way. So I'm going to give you 2 files, a couple of different Milky Ways that I shot at different times of the year, different looks. So I'm going to right-click, edit, and open as a smart object in Photoshop. Once you're into Photoshop, the way I add the Milky Way is I use what's called the library that I have on a different screen, which I can show you here. And that's all. I do a collection of skies. So you see I have different groups like daylight, sunset, Milky Way, golden hour, bad weather. And I'll show you in another video how you can organize that. Because once you have that, I can just take for example, this Milky Way, drag and drop it over my photo, and it's already there as a smart object. So that's one way to do it. The other way you can do it is basically I can go back to Lightroom and I can take that Milky Way and click edit, open in Adobe Photoshop CC, edit with Lightroom adjustment, and then go there. But having a collection of skies ready to be drag and drop is the best way to go. I'll do a whole video on how to organize your libraries, especially with the new update that you can do groups. I think it's amazing now. And so in case you don't have that and you open it up as a different file, that's fine. I can just take the move tool, click and drag and drop it over the Milky Way. And if for some reason you don't have this tab, let's say like you got something like this kind of weird, you can always go to Windows, Workspace, Arrange, consolidate all to tabs, and then you will have these tab things. Okay, so now I have this over the Milky Way. And you see the colors don't match, but that's fine. Remember, this is a smart object. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to position it. So I'm going to go into Edit, and I'm going to go into Free Transform, Command T, okay? I want to, this one, Maybe I want it a little more crooked, okay? And now if you have updated Photoshop, the way the Control T works, which is the edit, is when if I move one of the sliders, it's gonna move completely proportionally. And if I move the Shift key, I can move it without respecting the ratio and just stretch it if I want to. So I might wanna, actually, you can, and if you click outside, you can rotate it. It's a really fun exercise to do. I can make it bigger. I think I wanna hold on the Shift key here so that I'm stretching it here all the way, for example. And don't stretch it too much so that the stars is not like a thinner circle. Anyway, so I kind of like that, but it's like not really realistic. So we're gonna use blending modes. I'm gonna go to lighter color. Now check lighter color is gonna do a good blend. You can sometimes go to screen, but it depends how dark. But these, my Milky Way are not dark enough, they're very bright. So you'll get a better result if you go to lighter color. Okay, well, lighter color is good, but we need to blend it. So I'm gonna click first enter to validate our transform. I'm gonna click here to create a mask. I'm gonna take B for brush and black as a foreground color. Make sure the hardness is at 0. Make sure you're at 100%. And then hold on the Control and Alt key to make your brush bigger or smaller. And I'm just gonna brush away this part and like blend it. Okay, now my Milky Way is way too magenta. Plus we need to make sure that we have a great mask here. So the way to do that is you zoom in, you take your brush, B for the brush, you make it small. Okay, I'll give you a good trick, you make it small. You right click and you make the hardness at 85%. Okay, and then you click one time and you hold down the Shift key and you follow the rock. And by doing that, because you're at 85%, you know, if you really want to be precise, usually I go like at 300% of zoom, but make sure you're like 100% of zooming. And you can, you know, it's just, you can use a quick select mask tool, but I like to do that. This is very dark. I find it just takes a second and it's kind of faster. And this way I can make sure I don't have the Milky Way on here. And then you can just, in the middle, I can just paint. Most of the issue was above. We want a good mask so that it really feels that it's there. Okay. And you can zoom in even more. Press B, lower. See now I'm at 300%. Z to zoom. And you can make sure. And by keeping the Shift key on, you can just click and go really fast. You see, because and the fact that you're at 85%, it gives a little feather that's going to make it just work perfect. Okay, cool. So it's already looking kind of cool, but my background is too green, so I can double click on it. It opens camera raw and I can just change the white balance, add a lot more magenta, maybe warm it up a little bit more so that it matches better. Click OK. And because it's a smart object, we are good to go. And voila, the Milky Way before and after. Pretty cool. Let me show you a more crazy example. I'm going to go here and I'm going to take this photo of Venice. First, I'm going to retouch it a little bit. So I'm going to open the shadows, boost the whites, crush the blacks. Want to add some more magenta. Maybe lower a bit the highlights. I want to make the sky even darker because I want to add the Milky Way there. So I'm going to click and drag and lower the exposure and maybe even the saturation. And yeah, something to make it really dark there. And then I want to, because I like it, I'm going to make a circle, invert it, feather it. I always like to do that. I have a circle of light here in the middle so that the eyes of the viewer is attracted to the middle. Okay, really cool photo. One of my favorite photo of Venice. All right, so now I'm going to click here and click here. Not this one, same Milky Way. Right click, edit, open as layers in Photoshop. So now we have the Milky Way, which is at the bottom. I'm going to put it here on top. So here is the Milky Way. Or if you are like me and you love libraries, you may have drag and dropped it into your library and you can just drag and drop it from there. You didn't have to open it from Lightroom. So we have it here, Command T, and let's have some fun. I think on this one, I just want a little bit of the hint of the Milky Way. I don't want it to be so much in your face. And how I got this idea of this one is, look, you see here, there's a little star. We could see one star. I was like, oh, what if we could see the whole Milky Way? So this is, I'm just gonna go like this, make it really big. And maybe just hold on the Shift key to so that it covers your entire photo, the entire sky here. And voila, press enter. So remember, my favorite blending mode on this one is going to be linear. And you can see here, if you press enter in real time, color dodge is not so bad on this one. Color dodge. I like linear color. Lighten also works well. It's going to be in that section. So either lighten or linear color. I think I want to go with this one. Or color dodge is not going to be enough obvious. So I'm going to go with this one. Create a mask. Take a big brush. Make sure black is the foreground color. Make sure you're at 100%. Make sure you got a big brush and that your hardness is at 0 for this first operation. And that's just the biggest sort of blending that we do here. And when I did this, the first time I did this, and I'm going to erase, oops, not too much. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lower the opacity like around 20, and I'm going to erase, oops, I'm not on a mask. I'm going to erase the top of the Milky Way, so just so that it's not so much in your face. You're just blending it, you know. Blending it. Voila. And I can even lower this, press X, and add a little bit of stars back here if I want to. The first time I did this photo went completely viral. It did really well. It's funny. That's why I wanted to show it to you. And I'm going to lower the opacity, so it's not like so much in your face, but we're gonna, you know, this is an impossible photo because there's so much light pollution that it would never happen. You could see the Milky Way like this in Venice, but who cares? I'm here to create art. I am not a photojournalistic. I am a fine art artist, and I do whatever I want. All right, guys, download the Milky Way, throw it into your night skies, and watch your Instagram explode. All right, don't forget to like this video if you do like it, and to subscribe to my YouTube channel with the little bell so you get a notification every time I make a video. Mesdames et messieurs, au revoir.